welcome to another episode of AI and Podcasting. And you may have noticed that it's not just Chatty with me today. We have Jennay with us. Hi, Jennay.
Hi, Steph. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So, Jennay, can you tell us real quick what you do in the podcasting space?
I am the content director for a company called We Edit Podcasts. We edit podcasts and we do all kinds of podcast production, from video podcasts to audio podcasts and everything behind the scenes. And my responsibility is to kind of run the blog, run social media captions, any sort of content, any sort of copy that needs to be done. I will be doing that.
Jennay wants to talk about how to get keywords for the blog post that she's writing. So let's do this. I thought it might be kind of fun to use the voice feature that I've used on some of the episodes on the phone. So I have asked Jennay to download the app and we're going to do that. Tell me more about the blog post again. It's about remote work, right?
Yes. So I'd love to write a blog post about remote work, specifically for people looking to get into remote work or perhaps starting a new job in remote work, and just some insider tips on how to really make remote work for you.
Okay. So you're going to remember that part. Here's over on the right in the private chat, there's the beginning of the prompt. And then what exactly you just said will be the end of the prompt.
Let's hope I can remember that.
Well, you've got it in your mind, so you'll remember
Yes.
that. And I specifically said, I need you to tell me 20 blog post hashtags specifically for people who I'm telling it how many, because it could tell you like 2 or it could tell you 500. So you really want to give it some parameters, because Chatty sometimes is that person that talks for like 20 minutes when you wanted a yes or no. So you have to give it those parameters. Let's try this out. Yeah.
Hello?
What's up?
I'm an SEO specialist. I need you to tell me 20 blog post hashtags specifically for people who are looking to get into remote work, or ones who are about to start a remote work job and need the special tips for how to make remote work for them.
Sure thing. Here are 20 hashtags for your blog posts about starting and succeeding in remote work. Remote work, work from home, remote jobs, digital nomad, remote life.
Editing stuff here. I'm actually not going to leave in all of the information that Chatty gave us, because listening to the 20 is a bit much. So I'll put it in the newsletter at AI and Podcasting, ANDAI and AND podcasting.substack.com. So if you want to see all the information, you can go there for the full text. All right, let's get back to the conversation.
These should help your audience find useful tips and resources for their remote work journey.
Can you list those in one line with commas between them?
Of course.
Okay.
Here you go.
Okay, you can X out of the chat area, and can you see the
yes.
chat? So all the information's right there the whole time we're doing this. Now,
unbelievable.
What questions do you have? Because she gave you information. How do we check if it's actually good? Like, what questions do you have about that content?
That's a great question. I think, is it possible to ask her other posts that are covering this sort of thing?
Yes.
What are they looking for, or what is that a possibility?
I love that. Go for it.
For other blog posts that are covering the same topic, what keywords are they using to rank for, or what keywords are they ranking with?
To find out what keywords other blog posts on remote work are ranking with, we can look at popular SEO tools and keyword research data. Common keywords typically include remote work tips, work from home jobs.
Okay. Maybe a different prompt to use would be something like, can you list the top 5 blogs that with this topic?
Yeah. Could you please list the top 5 blog posts that are currently ranking for this topic?
That's a new sound.
Here are 5 top ranking blog posts about remote work tips for 2024. 1. Hubstaff's blog. This blog features a list of essential tips for remote workers, focusing on productivity, time management, and work-life balance. It also highlights tools and strategies to improve remote work efficiency. 2. Springworks blog. This post provides a comprehensive guide to remote work.
Okay, and that list is there.
Sorry, no, that's good to remember. I just enjoyed the 5.
Yeah.
It sounded it was like very unsure.
these glitches
You have
happen
reached the
all the time.
ChatGPT rate limit.
Yeah.
Please try again later.
I'm not sure which one is on the phone right now. There's 2 different versions. There's 3 actually. There's 4.0 for Omni and 4.4 is paid. There isn't this rate limit on 4, but with the other ones there is. They've just started to institute them though. A couple of weeks ago, I didn't hit any of these. The good news is that all of the, like this chat, you can go back in on the upper left. There's like a menu thingy, and you can see all of your previous chats, and you can go back to any of these and continue the conversation later.
Okay.
So you can actually go back and ask that question later, because there's the information in ChatGPT is basically the collective us, which means it's very biased and it's very, you have to kind of keep check on it. Like any research, you need to make sure it's like current, accurate, non-prejudice, all the things you have to check with people. You have to check with ChatGPT because it comes from us. But yeah, so what do you think? Is this different than how you were using ChatGPT before?
The conversation part is such a game changer for me because I work so in my head quietly and I'm used to and then I don't have that verbal thing. And I think that's what prompted me to start listening more and more to your show, but also just to connect with you on it, because just that thought of treating it like a brainstorming buddy. As much as I was doing that in the written form, that verbal sort of communication sparks something else. When you hear your question asked back and you know what I mean? It's not only in my head now, I'm hearing what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, I can refine that. Oh, I can refine that. That's a great idea. Let me change that. So that has been, my mind is just like buzzing with like all the avenues that I can run with this. So
exactly.
Very
I've used it for coaching sessions for my business. I've used it for, again, check everything. Like, verify, blah, blah, blah,
100%.
that kind of thing. Like ideas for social media posts for my podcasts. Not really for my podcast. I have too many ideas for those. But for so many different things, I'll go in there for like vacation ideas and locations and things. I mean, just ridiculous amounts of different things. And the voice area, last week I'm making this course and I had it all outlined, but I just couldn't sit down and start writing the different bits of it. And so why do I have to? And I literally sat down with my phone and just started talking and asking, because you can ask it to ask you questions. Like you can say in one of your prompts, okay, after you reply, ask me if I'm ready for the next question. And so you can go back and forth on that thing. And then when you say
at your pace,
then you can go forward. Because again, Chatty just goes bleh and says too much. So you have to kind of slow her down. But yes, and it was a game changer. I got the whole thing outlined. I still haven't written it yet, but I have it in that chat and I need to drag it over to the thing and actually publish it. But it was done. It took like maybe an hour total. And I love it. This amazing back and forth conversation, which I would have taken me so much longer just in text, because voice is so much easier.
And again, I'm technically like on paper introverted. So working remotely works super well for me, but I love corporate or collaborative work. I love it. And that's what you miss when you don't have someone sitting next to you, someone on a team that you can chat to. And so I think that's what just like, I got a twinkle in my eye when I started hearing how you were using it, because it's somebody that you can chat to, and also you can make them become the counterpart that you need to refine your ideas, So it's not just you being shared back to you. It's somebody else bringing another perspective. And you miss that when you're on your own.
Yeah.
And it's so important to have that brain, because even sometimes I'll ask for a prompt and then I'll be like, that's not at all what I wanted. What I actually wanted was this. And it sparks me in the direction that I wanted to go. And I love that idea of how to use it. I love it. So
yay. I'm so glad. And like I said, because you can go back to any of the chats as long as you don't delete them. If you have an idea a day later, you can go back to and continue. And it's like nothing.
Which is amazing because my brain can't do that.
Me neither. I'm like, where are my notes? I have to find that. I can't remember.
Do you know how often, as a little rabbit hole, so often particularly when I'm putting the newsletter together, I need a flow for the newsletter. I love newsletter writing, but I often need that spark to get me going. It'll be a line. It was the same when I'd write plays. It would be one line and it would send me off in the direction.
Yep.
Often for the newsletter, I'll have that idea and I'll be like, oh, I'll remember this tomorrow when I've set aside time to remember it. My brain thought it. It'll remember it.
Yeah. No. Gone.
And the fact that they can just pick up any conversation, Chatty can pick up any conversation that we've had and just carry on as if we never did it. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
No, it's fantastic. And if you need a little bit like you were talking about, like I've literally put whole show notes in there and been like, I need a bad dad joke for the end. Can you help me with this? And the funniest stuff comes, I mean, sometimes it's gibberish, but the funniest stuff comes out and I'm like, that one works. Or I'm like, no, try another. Cause it's not a person. So you can like push it as much as you want, as long as you don't hit the rate limit, and you get more ideas coming out. And there's so much.
And also just that spark of your own creativity, because again, it just, you need that sometimes to like have that back and forth. I love that. I love the banter. I love that collaboration. And so that's something that you do miss. So I'm excited to.
I love it. I do have to know though that the voice function on at least on 3.5 and 4.0 on the web version is nothing like this. It's much slower. Okay. There's one voices versus picking the voices that you have on the mobile app. So it's not as good. I don't know about 4 yet because I haven't ventured out that way yet. But on the free versions, it's horrible on the computer.
Okay, that's good to know.
On the phone, it's so good.
But again, on the phone is where you have those bright ideas. It's not when it's not when you're sitting trying to get it. Yeah. And also then you can at least be doing this so that'll work. I'm going to deep dive.
Awesome. Well, I look forward to hearing about the different things that you do. And if you hit a really good conversation with Chatty and you put it on LinkedIn, please do like tag me and all that kind of good stuff.
I will with pleasure. I'm very excited to dive into it. I really, I think it's just going to be such bring almost a brightness and it's like getting a new colleague that you're really excited to work with.
Or a new pad of paper or like a pen or pencil.
Yes, or the notebook is going to change everything. Yes! You know that notebook? Yes, I've got a few.
I do. I have one right here.
Yes. But I was very good. This year I picked one.
There you go. So tell people where they can find this writing that you are doing for WeEdit.
I will. You can find it on the WeEdit podcast blog. It's called the Podcast Digest, and you can find it on the website, weeditpodcasts.com.
If you want help with your AI experiments, please do reach out to me at coffeelikemedia.com. I do sessions like this, both for the podcast and individually if you'd like to do it in private. Again, coffeelikemedia.com. And of course, the podcast is AI and AND podcasting.substack.com. You can find all the stuff there in the newsletter, as well as find it on any of the apps and on YouTube, because I insist on being everywhere. All right, we're going out. Say bye, Jennay.
Bye-bye. Bye.